About Aerodrome Finance. $1.24 currently, market cap's under a billion, 857 million. Trading volume 51 million. We look at kind of the last month for Aerodrome. Did have a nice earlier this month, maybe last week, was up to $1.57, which was kind of a, if we look at the last year, a nice increase in price compared to kind of where it had been. Consolidating quite a bit over the last, I'd say 6 months or so. Obviously, Aerodrome did hit an all-time high of $2.02 back in April, which again, similarly, we saw a bunch of cryptos that we cover on the channel, along with, Aerodrome, hit those, not, I don't want to say all of them had all-time highs, but hit, peak levels of price back in, late April, early April, just April, even early May, as well. But nonetheless, still Aerodrome up 1,200% over the last year, which, if you continue to zoom out on these charts here, which is important to do, obviously, you can see it is up 1,200%. Market cap for the global crypto market cap at 2.92 trillion right now. Bitcoin's up, Ethereum's up as well, which to me, Ethereum's at 3K. I talked about Bitcoin in a couple previous videos, but over the last month, we see Ethereum still up around 20%, which, again, is good to see, right? Election results definitely causing, Bitcoin to fly 108 billion in trading volume over the last month. Bitcoin up 33%. It's just a super healthy looking chart, and if you're just looking at this by itself, you can't help but be excited, I guess, or bullish would be a better word, for where I think the crypto market is going to head. Hopefully in 2025. But I want to talk about Aerodrome, obviously, a video or a coin, cryptocurrency that I've covered extensively on the channel. 206,000, almost 207,000 holders of Aerodrome, which again should not come as a surprise to anyone as far as how accessible now Aerodrome has been, it being listed on Coinbase, being able to just go on the Coinbase app and purchase Aerodrome if you are interested in the project. But just as well as, how closely connected it is to Base and Coinbase, right? And I've talked about that for the longest time. Aerodrome, CB Ventures, the central trading liquidity marketplace on Base. We know how big Base is now. We know how big Base is going to be. I think, again, every video I've made on Aerodrome up to this point just alludes to that same sort of concept of Aerodrome and Base being, again, still somewhat in the infant stages. We're talking about both projects been existing for over a year now, but it being the early infant stages for Base, therefore it's still the early infant stages for Aerodrome. But I mean, look at this tweet here alone: 60 billion in volume, just 2 weeks after hitting 50 billion, which they put a tweet out here. Has now reached 60 billion in cumulative volume. Base's liquidity engine, Aerodrome, empowers protocols, traders, LPs, voters to drive the ecosystem growth together. Now, like I said, directly correlated to Base, right? But if you talk about Aerodrome by itself, right, on track to do 18 million in fees, we know this, right? Now, I'll put a link to this tweet in the description below. We know that this Aerodrome and the money that it's generating, whether it be on fees, just volume overall, right? It's massive. It's massive amount of money. It is the leading DEX on Base, and I think 2-3 years from now, if you're talking about that far down the line, a lot of people are going to be holding Aero. A lot of people are going to be using Base, right, as their chain, whatever, liquid central, whatever you want to say. Base is going to be used heavily, right? They want to onboard 1 billion users, right? Is what their plan is. But like stuff like this, right? I'll put a link to this tweet in the description below as well. BlackRock now owns 5.7% of Coinbase. Okay, so you read stuff like this, you see stuff like this, and then you see how it has a trickle down effect on Aerodrome, and it's true, right? Like stuff like this, right? Simple 5% of 5.7% of Coinbase. Institutional investors are into cryptocurrency heavily, and you see stuff like this, and then you see how it's going to positively affect Aerodrome. To me, it seems like a no-brainer, at least attributes to being a no-brainer that Aerodrome, has bullish sentiment, right? And you can even see here, Coinbase continues to do big things, and again, stuff like this trickles down to Aerodrome. Utopia Labs team will join Base Network to accelerate Coinbase on-chain payments build out. You see stuff like this on Base, like I said, trickles down effect to Aerodrome in one way or another. Like literally one way or another, it affects Aerodrome positively when you see Coinbase, Base doing these types of things here, right? This is massive. I'll put links to all these in the description below of the video. Please drop a like, you guys. Back on the upload grind here. Hit that subscribe button, and as always, have a great day.